everyone. Welcome back. Welcome back to another episode of the Holistic Cannabis Show. And I am your hostess, Dr. Yolanda Henderson, and I am joined with
Hen Henderson.
Mr. Hen Henderson. You all right?
The
All
beauty
right.
and the beast.
Oh, look at you. You didn't have to say it like that.
I'm just saying.
And you're just saying, oh, okay. Well, we have a lot of stuff going on in the community and around the world, you all. We are excited to announce our wonderful boss sisters today on your episode of the Cannabis and Education. So we're going to talk about education. We're going to talk about cannabis, and we're excited to have our guests joined with us today. So we're going to have our quick commercial break, and we're going to talk about what's going on in Georgia as well, because we have a lot of stuff going on with the voter suppression here in the state of Georgia. If you all have been watching the news, you all can see that there's a lot of stuff going on, and we want to take care of that. We want to stand as one and as sisters accordingly to try to get everything situated here in the state of Georgia as much as possible. You know, we can't do it all, but together and unified, we can get some changes done, you know, especially in the cannabis industry and everywhere else in the world that needs us to be united at this time. So what we're going to do is we're going to watch this quick video, and it's going to talk about how the laws with Georgia is changing, and how, you know, people are getting to the point to where they're just upset. They're not happy with the way that the laws are going in the state of Georgia. All right. After this.
To Senate Bill 202.
In March, the Republican-controlled legislature in Georgia passed a law reforming the state's voting and election system.
We quickly began working with the House and Senate on further reforms to make it easy to vote and hard to cheat. The bill I signed into law does just that.
The 98-page-long bill, SB 202, is the first major election-related bill signed into law in a swing state since the 2020 election. Voting rights advocates argue the changes unfairly restrict access for certain groups.
My first reaction, honestly, was, can we get a break?
And I don't think we as disabled people who also happen to be black and rural, and a whole lot of times, we are not really considered when decisions are being made.
There has been no clearly defined evidence of fraud in Georgia. There hasn't been any need for any of these restrictions, and none of them have been justified, in fact.
I'm a blind individual, and I've seen everything from separate waiting rooms to separate movie theater seating to a black president. And first thing that came to my mind is, wow, you know, they want to take us back to Jim Crow.
Georgians will no doubt be soon overwhelmed with fancy TV ads, mailers, and radio spots attacking this common sense election reform measure. According to them, if you believe in protecting the security and sanctity of the ballot box, you're a, quote, Jim Crow in a suit and tie, end quote.
When people think about voter suppression, I think they consider it as overt, as people being dragged out into the street, dogs being unleashed on people, bodies being dragged in the street. That is not all that voter suppression looks like. One of the modern ways that I can think of off the back is the Shelby v. Holder decision.
Largely southern states that had these special requirements that the federal government imposed in that 1965 Voting Rights Act, they are no longer going to have to deal with that, at least for the time being, unless Congress takes special action.
Once that decision had the full force of the law for all of our states, Georgia started closing down polling locations left and right. The majority of these closures were in Black and brown communities, which means for those voters, they have a much harder time to vote. That momentum has continued with this legislation that we just saw in SB 202. Once that passes, that means that it's going to be far more difficult for people of color to be able to do things that they're accustomed to doing.
I've never seen them do a signing ceremony behind closed doors. I've never seen them do it that quickly.
Are you serious?
No, you are not. Represent.
She's not under arrest.
Some of the most concerning provisions in the bill restrict access to voting. Ballot drop boxes are now permanent, but only available at certain locations and during limited times.
Now counties have to limit the drop boxes that they can even use. So now they have to figure out, well, what does that mean? Does that mean I have to rip them out of the ground because they're bolted to the ground? Now they have to be removed.
Also, the absentee voting period is shortened with new ID requirements.
I've always been registered to vote in Pennsylvania, despite all of the on-the-ground work that I do in Georgia. The first election that I would have had an opportunity to vote in Georgia would have been the gubernatorial election, but I was really confused by the laws and the restrictions and what would be the repercussions if I changed my address, and I didn't want to switch and then not be able to vote or, face some of the problems that my peers were facing.
The Secretary of State is demoted from chairing the state election board.
I think what's really stark there is that he's a duly elected representative of the people. So I am very afraid that sets a bad precedent for removal of officers, duly elected officers that the legislature just doesn't happen to agree with.
And the bill criminalizes delivering food, drinks, and chairs within a certain distance of a polling place or line.
If Barbara, my cousin, she's out there in a wheelchair trying to cast a vote, and she's out there for an hour and a half, I can't bring her any water or a snack. And who thinks like that? The disabled community is a part of that demographic is being hurt by this.
The way that you vote independently, if you have low vision, is that you use technology. The current machines that we have do not support them, so they've had to bring their phones in that have readers on them so that they could vote independently, secretly, like those of us who can see get to do. But this bill continues, despite their clear pleas about this, continues to criminalize the use of a phone inside of the voter ballot box.
I would like to see that it be mandatory in every Board of Elections training from this point on that there be at least one section solely geared towards accommodations.
I think that we should really look at the turnout and the outcome of the last election as a positive and as a reason to look at what did work and make that more prevalent and make it easier, as opposed to using that to make it harder.
There's going to be a lot of need to pay attention to every single meeting, every single discussion, every single time. And so we're going to get people equipped to do that.
All right. So what you think, Mr. Henderson?
Well, why should your business go high? I think that you should go to statusnetwork.net, watch the show first.
Okay.
Call in with your opinion, 470-251-4647. Second. Third, if you on social media, you trying to tag on to the show. On Instagram, it's ManifestTV.status. On Facebook, it's Status Network LLC. On Periscope, it's Status_Network_. On Twitter, the show's handle is Status_Network_. If you're on Amazon, Fire Stick, Roku, Status Network, Manifest TV. We also on YouTube. You can YouTube Manifest TV. Look for the Holistic Cannabis Show. Now can I shoot my shot? Now I can shoot my shot, right?
Okay, go ahead and shoot your shot.
Okay, I'm going to shoot my shot right here. What do I think about the changes as far as voting? Some of the comfortabilities might not still be there. But if you know you're going to go vote, I don't know, take a backpack with some water in there, a couple bags of chips and everything, and you know what I'm saying? Then at least that part won't be the issue.
Okay.
But the main thing that I can say about it is, no matter what they changing these laws to, y'all, we still have to turn up and turn out that ballot.
That's right.
No matter what they try to do, we still got to show up and not let what restrictions that they are trying to put in place deter us from voting. So
right.
what I'm saying?
Right.
They're trying to have a certain action to make a certain reaction.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So as long as we don't play into that and give them the reaction that they intend for us to have, then we should already be on top of that.
Right.
So what I'm saying? I mean, let's go read what the list of restrictions are. You know what I'm saying? Some of them is that the polling places calling it quits early. Okay, so then you might need to adjust your schedule to accommodate that early closure.
Right.
So you can still get there to go and vote and handle that. Right. They say, okay, well, a certain section of it should be for people with disabilities. But ain't that kind of stuff covered under the ADA?
Well, I think they were, asking about sitting and waiting in long lines, especially, not being able to offer water, not being able to offer things like that to the elderly or to the disabled, and worried about sitting out in the heat and things like that and so forth. So I think it's a lot that we should prepare for if they're going to fight unfair. We need to make sure we have a plan, like we had the algorithm for being able to bust out the voters this past election, where we were able to win over the state of Georgia, and it was because we were collective in our mission. So don't lose sight of the mission. Right. They're trying, that's just like in the military, they try to change the routes to make sure that the enemy is not able to succeed. Well, guess what? You're strategizing here. This is war. We're almost like at a election war, and we have to be strategic in all of our planning. So if they're going to change the rules, we change our plan and our routes to get to the ballots and get out and vote. That's it.
I'm just saying. We already know what we up against. We already know what the racial climate is in the state of Georgia. Come on.
Right.
We all know that Jim Crow didn't go nowhere. I'm just saying. About 50, 60 years ago.
Well, we're just now getting cannabis.
Remember what it was around here.
In the state of Georgia, where you all already know, we have been able to get cannabis, but we have not been able to purchase cannabis nowhere, and they still have not. So we're detouring away from cannabis right now, using the other stuff to detour us from the main thing, which is cannabis in the state of Georgia. Why isn't that at a federal level? Why aren't we talking about cannabis becoming legal in the state of Georgia to the point of dispensaries opening? So now they have it where it's okay to have it. We have a card. I'm still waiting on mine. I'm still waiting on this. So Georgia's behind in some things, and we need to be focusing on that stuff. Those are the issues that they're trying to push out of the way by saying, okay, voting rights. Okay, we have no time for that. Anyway, thank you for watching the show. We have a lot of information, a lot of wonderful and special guests that we want to offer and have them to speak up. And we want to introduce a wonderful woman who has a gain of businesses, a gain of knowledge, who has been on the forefront of this wonderful empowerment center, you all. I have just joined in, and I'm excited about joining in with ladies because I've always tried to do everything on my own. And how many of y'all know that you can't do everything on your own? You have to have a team. So I'm really, really just excited to have this team of women who are exceptional, and they're awesome and they're brilliant. I got a chance to spend a day with them, and I can't say enough about their character, their attitudes, their friendliness, their loving kindness, their love for the Lord, and just so much I can say and over again. And I want to let them tell you about their businesses. And so the first guest I'm going to have to speak forward is Miss Sharina. And I would love for you, hey, Miss Sharina, to go ahead and tell us.
I'm sorry, I thought it was going to be Dr. Cortisha. I was ready to be next, second, or third, or fourth. Wow. Okay.
So, Miss Sharina, tell us about tell us first about who you are, a little bit about you, and what you do for the Wonderful Empowerment Center. And look at that wonderful house. That is, your background is amazing. You can decorate for me.
That would be something, or one thing that I do. I'm trying to narrow it down to doing nothing.
Okay.
But, I just would like to say hello, everybody. Hello to my fellow, I see them on the screen, Boss Lady Martha and Yolanda, and my boss partner, Cortisha. So I want to say hi to my sisters first. But I guess I would not be me if it was not for our whole group, because we're doing our women's empowerment right now. So we empower each other. So I am my sister's keeper, place of refuge, and I play my part in the new McDonough Empowerment Center here in McDonough in Georgia. And I'm a woman of many gifts. So I'm still in my mind trying to figure out what is it that I want to say, what I do. I just get off the call with Dr. Cortisha. She was like, Sharina, what is it that you want to do? I like to do a lot of things, but I really just want to make money, travel, help my community, and cook.
There you go.
Narrow it down too.
Yes.
Because the old Sharina, I'm a mother of 5. For a living, I buried one child, so I would say I'm a survivor. I like to turn pain and transform it into purpose. So that's what I teach women, and that's how my sisters keep a place of refuge. It was birthed out of pain. Being 320 pounds, being picked at my whole life, being in an abusive marriage for 10 years. I don't think there's many stories that I can't relate to. I'm a sex trafficking and domestic violence advocate. I became one in Miami. I'm trying to become one here in Georgia. So that's where I partnered with Mothers Helping Mothers, my partner, Dr. Cortisha from Ohio. So we just like helping the world. And me growing up in church, being a bishop's kid, I have no choice. I guess that's my assignment in life that I run from many times, but you can't run away from something that you're birthed into. But very gifted, very creative. That's enough about me. Oh, and Grace Medical Enterprises, I'm the branding and marketer there, as well as the event coordinator. I am a chef and one of the best cooks that you will ever meet.
All right.
My name speaks for itself. I really didn't have to advertise. It comes from a lot of plate presentations. I grew my YouTube followers to 2.73 thousand in a year just by uploading, videos. I do a show called Sister Share Your Heart, where I do interviews for victims of domestic violence and just teaching women how to be women. And that's my part that I play in the world.
Awesome. And you forgot one more. The educator for a new educator for Atlanta, Georgia Academy of Cannabis Science.
Oh yeah, that part.
That's right. So we're excited for you and all the many hats that you're wearing, and especially with you getting the knowledge so that you may be able to cook some cuisines that will be infused with CBDs in the future. Correct?
Oh, I would love to. I have been doing that already. Cannabis all day.
There you go.
Power to the people. But I would like to do it legally.
Yes.
Without getting into trouble.
Right,
but yes, that's the best part of being a chef, that you get to experiment. But I don't want to experiment using my money. I like to experiment with that on somebody else's. So we would love donations for that.
Love donations.
I'll be the chef to cook and make the butter.
There you go.
Product.
There you go. All right. So if our patients don't know that they can take their oil that they're getting legally from their cards, go to a dispensary. We don't have one here in Georgia yet. Hint, hint, Georgia is going on with all this stuff, but I ain't worried about the right thing. Okay, and we can go and go to somewhere and get some oil. Where are they giving out the oils at? I forget. What? The Department of Health. Yeah, the low dose THC oil.
To the Department of Health?
Yeah, the Department of Health is giving out the THC oil. You can turn your CBDs or your THC oil into your food that you want to make for yourself and your family and your house, and it's totally what you do with your oil. They're not going to stand there and watch you make your oils and cook it the way you want to cook it. So you're great. That's great, and that's wonderful to be able to teach someone how to cook, like you said, their own cuisines and helping people, because we're talking about how cannabis is helpful for your health and things like that. So congratulations. Thank you for your input into the group. And so I want to talk next to Mrs. Dr. Cohen. How are you today?
Hello everyone. Over here still talking to the team and trying to, stay focused.
There you go.
I am so honored to move to Georgia and find some boss sisters and connect. Sharina and I and Tamika and I all connected actually via Facebook. Originally from Lima, Ohio, been in Columbus, Ohio for over 20 years with my husband and my 3 children and now 3 grandkids. Decided in the midst of COVID to move to Georgia, which it was always in my plan. It's on my 2017 vision board, my 2015 vision board. I just said, when it's God's time, he'll send me. And so moving to Georgia and getting to know these wonderful women, actually all natives of Miami, but myself and Tamika.
Thank you, because I was feeling guilty just now. Like, hold up, I didn't say nothing about 305.
Yes, everyone on here.
We're not Georgia, we are Miamians. Put that straight.
Miami. I can't wait.
All natives of Miami except for myself and Tamika. We're both from Lima, Ohio. Katrina, my bad. Katrina and I are both from Lima, Ohio, and Katrina moved to Indiana after we graduated high school. I moved to Columbus, where I started a program for homeless teen mothers and their babies. Done that for the last 16 years, housing, helping, pushing. In 2015, God birthed me to be able to be a business birthing coach. So now I take on women who are trying to design their life to live a legacy for their children's children. At this point in our life, it's really not about how much money we're going to have, but it's how much money is going to be longevity for our families. And so all of us have come together in the Madonna Empowerment Center to do just that. Each one of us are unique individuals who have skills and talents, and we're taking those talents, putting them together and pushing each other. So everyone that you hear from have their own individual programs, their own individual businesses, but we just came under one roof and said, why not do it together? Why not struggle? We all saw what COVID did to us. I closed a daycare after 17 years. We all took some type of loss or some type of gain. For me, I gained more relationship with my family. I gained more time to myself. I gained more time to just relax because everyone knows me as a goer. I'm a trailblazer. I'm always on the move. So COVID actually did me a little bit of justice. I was able to sleep and relax and hang out with my grandchildren and my children and my husband and moved to Georgia. Mm-hmm. And so we're just excited about the birthing that's happening in our Madonna Empowerment Center. We're excited about connecting with Dr. Yolanda and her husband. We're excited about our movement that we have going on in Miami, Florida with Miss Martha, Boss Martha, who's not feeling too well today. So we, if she jump on and off, that's what that's about. We all have so much going on. Miss Yolanda, I can't wait to see Pearls do his thing here in Georgia. Yes. Actress, just got so much going on. Miss Sharina is downplaying herself because that food is the bomb. So y'all gonna definitely get a chance to taste it during the mix and mingle in the events that we have coming up tonight. Our boutique, Katrina couldn't be on. She's doing motherly stuff with softball, and Miss Tamika had further engagements, but she is the founder and CEO Grace Medical Enterprise and Grace Medical Institute, which is a medical billing and coding college in our building and a medical billing and coding school. We also have CNA, and we also do holistic items as well. So you have to stop by and see all the amazing things that are taking place in the Madonna Empowerment Center. When I tell you boss women building together, that's exactly what we are. We are coming together, no strife, and just making this thing happen for Georgia. We do have a food event coming up tomorrow where we're feeding 250 families. So if y'all know anybody in the Georgia area that is in need of food, first come, first serve until it's gone. We connected with the Atlanta Food Bank, and Lady Butterflies and Mothers Helping Mothers, which is my nonprofit, are all coming together to feed 250 families tomorrow at the Madonna Empowerment Center. That's 1305 Pennsylvania Avenue in Madonna, Georgia. Thank you guys so much. I am honored and blessed to be a part of this movement and a part of all of the ladies. And y'all just have so much to still see coming from the Madonna Empowerment Center.
You just downplayed yourself, doctor. I just want to tell you that. I mean, you are a beautiful soul. You have done so much. I mean, co-authored some books. You want to tell us about those?
So I have a personal book that's mine, Finding Your Purpose, Passion, and Planning It Out in 20 Days. And everyone is actually behind me on the wall. Everyone that has taken that book has sent me emails or messages or phone calls to say how they was able to step into another level. It is definitely biblical based. Each chapter talks about, the push, you getting past your passion, then you getting into your purpose, and then you really planning that thing out, because a lot of us have passions, like Sharina just said, for so many things, but then you just don't know which one to hone in on. For me, I have so many gifts, but I knew teen mothers and homelessness was my calling. It was something I really wanted to do. God just decided to allow me to start birthing into young women and into women of older women to find their passion as far as business minded. But homelessness and teen moms have always been my biggest thing. So I am an author of 11 books, one that I own myself, 10 co-authors. I have a major project that I am the visionary on right now that's not out yet. It's coming out, and that is we Against All Odds. Teen moms that have bossed up and now are dominating their industry, and that is going to be amazing. It drops in October. Lifetime Achievement Award from President Barack Obama for the work that I do. And yes, I don't downplay, but I like to leave the experience of when you come to meet me, the things that you actually find. So sometimes it's just a hidden gem you don't know about until you come sit in my room. And so that's why I don't usually go into my entire bio unless I'm asked to. So thank you, Miss Yolanda, because I definitely have to be pushed in that area. We are also in Cape Town, South Africa. We help homeless teen moms, refugee teen moms, and child brides in South Africa since 2019. So this is a global movement for all of us. We are all doing global things. Anybody that's connected to the Empowerment Center will be able to have global access to the same things that I have access to. And so that's what I'm so excited about right now.
All right. Awesome. Awesome. You are an awesome woman. I thought I was doing a lot. You do a lot as well. I mean, I came over to the center. Y'all welcomed me in. It was just wonderful, like family. Like I just took a break and I came back. Y'all had embraced me. And so I just want to tell the world that you all are wonderful. Come out, check you all out. You all have a great food pantry. Well, not food pantry yet. You all have a baby supply store. So young ladies who are in need of supplies for like wipes, diapers, things like that. And I think even clothes, right?
Yes, clothing as well. And if they need food, they would just have to let us know, because many times we take it out of our own pocket.
Yeah.
And put it together. So if there's any services or donations, we just started getting donations in this week because we started promoting that we even exist in that area. And to my surprise, people started helping us right away. Other nonprofits, 501c3s. Dr. Cortisha is a 501c3, so they can write it off in their taxes.
Right.
And they're calling us saying, come pick up things, and we have.
Yes.
But everything is there for the need of the community. So if they need some assistance, they have to call and let us know.
Exactly. Awesome. And so we're doing this networking thing, and I wanted to make sure that everyone that's watching know that you all are connecting with our organization as well, the Gift of Life Community Home, to bring the empowerment to our location as well, and us vice versa, bringing the Gift of Life Community Home and the Atlanta Academy of Cannabis Science to your location. So we're actually sharing locations. So now you all are dwelling with our team as well as us going over to your location and working as well, and hopefully going out to Miami and working with Miss Yolanda Vaughn. And who's next? We're going to ask her a couple questions, and because we have great names, the Yolanda in common. All right, so go ahead, Miss Yolanda Vaughn. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Single mom of 3 adult daughters, faith-based young teen mom, moved to Georgia about 9 years ago from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Wanted a new start. Was in the real estate, kind of changed everything around and just trying something new. But Pearls with the Passion was always something that was in my belly. First, it was the name of my book, actually, to tell my story. Just things that I went through as a teen, growing up as a child, being molested at 9, and it just took me back to a lot of things that young ladies need that wasn't in place for my stuff. Back then, nobody believed you when you tell what happened. That was like a hush thing of the family. So it was something that took me into a dark place where I had to learn who God was early. And I just thank God for him being him, because it took me to a place where I really got to know him. And that was like a best friend, because I'm an only child. So I'm about to tear up, but I thank God for the place that I was in.
Yes.
Because I was a gem.
Yes, you
are.
And you are.
It was a hidden thing. And always being scrutinized or not enough. So I began to, seek God and learn who I was. And I really sit on my gift, because my gift don't allow a lot of people to dwell. But I thank God for it, because it shows me who people are.
Yes.
And how to have an encounter with them. And having that sense, and then having 3 girls of my own where I was so protective of, but yet I allowed them to experience life freedom. And I just want to give back to those girls that were in a position that I was in, that didn't have anywhere to turn to, give them their self-worth, pick them back up again, turn them back into pearls, because we're all somebody. We all come from some place, a dark place. Some girls don't have anybody to turn to. You can say you have a lot of siblings in your house, but yet you still holding a lot of secrets, a lot of things that you need to talk about, which turns into mental illness.
Yes.
So I want to be able to bring them to the center, to empower them again, to encourage them again, to deposit in them, to show them that they are special. And no matter what, they can still be whatever it is that they desire to be. Like I said before, if you can see it, you can have it. And that's God. Because we have to learn that we can't be stopped by what people think. That's the first thing. We have to get over people. And I want to get these girls over people and over their siblings, their family, their friends that told them they were not enough, and be able to bring that out of them and get that boldness back into their spirits and in their hearts, and bring the brightness back to them again.
Yes.
And as they come about, as they graduate with different levels, I want to be able to hand them their pearls and continue to carry on with them. I want to be able to offer scholarships and, to push them and to progress them. It's taking a little time, Dr. Cartisha.
Yes.
But I'm on it. I'm working in the background. I'm working things out. But I thank God for the push, because you are the first one that got it out of this belly and won't let me sit on it. And I appreciate you for that.
Yes.
Because it's a God thing. And I thank you for it. Because I'm so used to seeing about everybody else, and I always make myself last. But this project, I'm putting a foot forward.
Awesome. That's an amazing testimony. We thank you for sharing. I mean, a lot of people, like you said, they sit on those secrets. And that's why I'm passionate about child sex slaves and trafficking, human trafficking, all of that kind of stuff. It all ties together. So you see how everybody is tied together in this Boss Sisters organization. I mean, these are some bosses, because they taken what has happened and used it and turned it around for the good. And that's what the Bible speaks about. Women of destiny, women of pearls. Pearls is a wonderful thing. It's like diamonds in the rough. It's like, a pearl is hidden inside of the ocean. And I just love that. I love that. And I can't wait for us to meet. I know you were in Florida for a while and you kind of travel back and forth, but we're going to get you on the show, and I want to have you all on the show one by one, so you all can give us your in-depth testimony on a little longer amount of time. So we have Miss Martha next. Miss Martha, how are you today, Miss Martha? Is she there? All right. I can't see you, Miss Martha.
Because I'm not. Hey, good afternoon, everyone. I'm not in my best. I'm still in the pain, but I'm here.
Okay. I'm here. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. Go ahead and tell us what your role is, if you can, and we're gonna all pray for you to feel better. I don't know what it is in your body that's in pain, but we want to pray for God to heal whatever is going on and touch you from the top of your head to the sole of your feet. In the name of Jesus, we're praying for you, Miss Martha, and I can't wait to meet you. I've heard a lot of wonderful things about you, and I know that we're all collaborating together. So go ahead and, if you can, tell us a little bit about what you're doing for the organization, and just thanking you for being on the call even though you're not feeling well, and we're going to go ahead and let you go.
Okay, my name is Martha, mother of 6, grandmother of 18. I am excited to be a part of the women empowerment with the powerful women. My role is to help build the community, for one, put back into the community. Have 3 different tax offices, one in Georgia, 2 in one in Fort Lauderdale, and 1 in off of Sheridan, which is in Miami. Okay. And we're just going to build and be able to get everyone their credit, taxes, and do what needs to be done and bring back to the community. I also have a 501c3, which is a pain behind a purpose. I lost my mother in 2017, and it took me for a big loop. But in the midst of that pain, it pushed something. It pushed me. Yes. Because I was one of those that was in a dark place as well. Like I said, I was in a very dark place. I lost my mother, and it was nobody but God that helped pull me through. Yes. So me taking, with these young ladies, we were going to give back to the community and help take it to the next level. I do apologize. God knows I do apologize, but I'm here to let's make it happen. I can't wait to meet everyone in person. And again, I do apologize.
That's okay. No apologies. No apologies necessary. You go and you take care of your body. And I always talk about healing and pain. We talk about the anointing and the power of the Holy Ghost, and we believe that God is going to touch you and deliver you from your infirmities. And go ahead and go in peace, Miss Martha. We'll talk to you soon. Thank you for sharing. All right. So next we have Miss Katrina, and oh my goodness, Miss Katrina, I got so much to say about this sister here. Honey, that boutique inside of the Empowerment Center. Oh my goodness. How are you today, ma'am?
I'm well. I'm a little tired, a little exhausted. I'm sorry. I do apologize.
That's okay.
For getting home from softball and stuff, so I really wasn't prepared, but I wanted to hop on. How's everyone doing? How are you?
I'm doing well. From yesterday, we had a good little time yesterday taking our photos and everything.
Yeah, so, that was fun.
Yes, that was fun, and just sharing my purse. I brought my purse today.
Okay.
It's so beautiful, y'all. I'm so excited about this purse and these glasses. And I was like, okay, I'm going to bring it so everybody can see the things that she have in the boutique. And I got a lot of stuff in it, so excuse me.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
So you all got to come out. If you don't have anything else to do on Grand Opening Day. Grand Opening Day is July the 17th. And even before, come out or order. Is there a place where they can order? Oh, well, first we got to tell them about who you are. Tell everybody your name first and everything.
Yeah, so my name is Katrina Tucker. I am a mother of 8, 7 girls, 1 son. Our son is our oldest.
Okay.
I interestingly moved to Georgia after taking a trip to Dallas, Texas on September 11th last year. Me and my husband took a family trip with my niece and her family, and we missed our flight. So if you guys have ever seen Home Alone, then you guys know what it's like to through the airport for a missed flight, right?
Yes.
That was my family. And so we were running through the airport on September 15th, I think, or 13th or 14th, and decided that it was a little bit cheaper if we fly to Atlanta, and then we can figure out how we were going to go back to Indiana. Flying 11, it was me, my husband, our 8 kids, plus my nephew. So we had to fly back. Long story short, I went to Dallas. I missed my flight. I moved to Georgia on the 14th.
All right. So how do you like it here?
I love, oh my goodness, I love Georgia. I had previously been to visit that, I had come before, but I had previously been to visit that May. And I told God that that was something that I wanted to do in the future. I did. And I said, you know, I'm going to move to Georgia. I did not know he would act so swiftly. And literally my life transformed. So before moving to Georgia or before COVID, we were homeless living in a shelter. And we had only been in our home for probably 2 months, 2 or 3 months. And then COVID hit. We were able to, you know, someone sent their love and seen that we were in need and provided for us. And what I can tell people is much damage and heartbreak COVID brought, it blessed me. It blessed my family. It blessed us in ways that I, you know, did not even see. I assumed that once that hit, that would be even more trouble for us, but God turned it around. I was able to use my gift of sewing, and we created thousands of masks for hospitals, for the Army, locals. We shipped everywhere. So God, he utilized me, and he helped me educate my daughters in how to sew. And we made tons and tons of masks during, you know, the first initial outbreak of COVID. So besides, you know, that happening, we ended up moving to Georgia. I reconnected with family because Dr. Cortesia is like my cousin. We were raised together. We grew up together. And so once she was here and I knew that I was coming, I knew I wanted to connect with her. And ever since we have reconnected, they welcomed me into their little sister group that they had, and we've been rolling. So I'm the owner and operator of a custom branding company, Fearfully Wonderfully Made, and I also have a boutique that is located in the Madonna Center. I support each sister organization or group within that facility, and that's what I love the most about being there.
Wow.
Awesome. Girl, I'm telling you, when I went into that boutique, I was just amazed. I was like, I don't know how I'm going to keep money. Mr. Henderson, I don't know how I'm going to keep money in there.
So it's your fault.
Say that again.
So it's your fault. It's all you.
So it's me.
It's all you. It's your fault, huh?
And she makes. She's got the cricket, and she makes the shirts, and she makes.
That's a nice purse, though.
Yes.
Thank you so much. We have tons and tons of beautiful pieces that are located in Miss Chick's boutique, that is located within the Madonna Empowerment Center. So I want every woman, female, even males, come on out and grab something for your wife. We got some really cute items there.
Yes.
So I would love to see some faces, some new faces welcoming us to this location. We want to see you.
Yes.
That's all she's been talking about.
Yeah. Oh. I say, honey,
I'm sorry, sir. I apologize. But I plan on getting more. So, you know, brace yourself, please.
Yes.
Brace yourself.
See, now I got to put it out there. If anybody is looking for a musician, y'all know where to find me. I need some extra work.
That's right. Hey.
Well,
he need it because his wife need to spend it at the boutique. Someone said.
There you go. Well, I mean, I am surrounded by a bunch of ladies that are wonderful. I'm just too thrilled. The Empowerment Center, the center itself, the prayer room. Doctor, you got to tell everybody about the prayer room.
You did put me on the spot. All right, you put God on the spot. No. The prayer room is something that I put in one of the very first buildings that I had, which was when God bless you, sometimes you just have to let everyone know how good it was.
Yes.
As my husband say, he gives you tools, but then he wants you to move on them. So in 2007, I got a 195,000 square foot facility where someone that owned 23% of the Las Vegas Strip just gave it to me and said, go ahead with your vision on what it is that you want to do for homeless teen moms. And so we had a daycare, we had a free store, we had an HIV STD testing clinic. We had all these things going. And so one day it dropped in my spirit, favor over finances. Miss Katrina actually finally put it together and made my t-shirt. And so I said, I need to have God's office. Everybody else is getting offices, marketing directors, everybody's getting offices, but we need a space where not only can I not take the things that I see in homelessness and in teen moms that are hurting home to my husband and my children, but what about my staff and what about the girls that come see us? They need a place that they can surrender to without even talking to us. Sometimes you just need to go somewhere and do something with God without nobody else being involved, without nobody else hearing your prayers or your cries. And so that's how the prayer room was birthed. And ever since, no matter who I'm connected to or who I'm working with, if we're going to do something together, they have to understand we have to honor God in that way, and he gets his office. So there is definitely, when you first walk in the building, a prayer room that anybody can come in and utilize at any time. We take advantage of it a lot because of the work that we do in the community. Yes, we're bosses. Yes, we do a lot of things in the community, but we also have to have a time to fill ourselves back up. A lot of us go days with our cups empty. Like Sharina said earlier, we just be riding on dry fluid. And so we have to fill ourselves back up and get our energy back and pull back into ourselves. And sometimes the team just can't do it. You just have to close that door and go in there and pray and speak to God and allow him to do it. And so that's what we all hope, that whoever comes there, they don't understand we're focused on religion. We're just focused on you getting your cup filled back up. We're focused on you having a way out. We're focused on you not having those dark days like some of the boss ladies on here just said that they had to go through. Myself, you just not having a way out. That's what that room is for. It's for you to have a way out. It's for you to refill yourself back up. And that's what we hope that everyone gets out of that. It's not to offend anybody or anything like that. But if you've walked in the shoes that most of us have walked in, you can understand why it's so important that he gets his space, that he gets his office, and that we give reference and honor to him on anything that we're doing. My slogan is favor over finances. Also is no such thing as broken pieces. So get into that room and find out what pieces you got to put back together. As Miss Yolanda said today, I am a pusher. If you come around me and you decide that you really want to do something, be ready, because that's what you're going to get. And if I can't do it, I'm gonna just push you into the prayer room and he gonna figure it out with you.
There
but
you go.
Either way it goes, it's gonna happen. So that's
go.
what that room is all about.
Awesome. I love it. I love it. I love the whole center. And so the grand opening is happening, and I have a flyer that I would love to show everyone to please come out. This is the Empowerment Center. This is a empowerment. You're going to be empowered when you leave there. You're never going to leave the same. I feel like this is a ministry. This is church. You know, this is a group of women.
I'm sorry.
You said what?
Just to say, it's not church, but if you ever came to one of our empowerment meetings, whether it's been through Dr. Cortisha, Mothers Helping Mothers, Tamika, and I'm sure listening to my other partners, Yolanda and Martha, God flows through their functions as well. Women be laid out on the floor, deliverance. Yes. And we always say, this is not going to be a church event, but because we're so reared in Christ from our upbringings, some always come, and it is what it is. You try to run from it, but that's our ministry.
You can't help it.
I'm an evangelist. As much as I run from it, you're going to probably be on the floor in some type of deliverance, because that's a part of our evangelistic ministry back to the community.
There you go.
And it's not even us. It's just how God decides he likes to move.
That's his, hey, you can run, but you can't hide.
Bring some tissue. And as the community activist person on this, we do have some upcoming events as well. That's more than just the grand opening. And we were looking for speakers, but all our main speakers is right here. Everybody has a story. Listening to Martha's story, Yolanda's story, Katisha's story, your story, our platform for our women's retreats that's getting ready to come up. Y'all gonna have flyers this week. I was just waiting on the speakers, but I have them already.
You already have everybody you need.
I have them already.
There you go. And so, yes, and we're the mixer as well is coming up, and you know, we're gonna be talking about money. You know, we need money. The love of money is the root of evil, but money answers all things. We need money to survive. We need money to do certain things in the community to be able to help people. So when people talk about fundraising and raising money, I know that God has done some tremendous things in y'all in that building, honey. Just the awesomeness of what God can do, and He's going to continue to do. So the way to get in touch with you all, who can tell me? You can tell us who and where our listeners and viewers can get involved with the Community Empowerment Center.
Well, Dr. Cortisha, right now, I'm just going to say it because she did not mention it. And the other two ladies, I believe they received the email today. We have a group that we're putting together at the Empowerment Center called Building Bosses or Boss. Mm-hmm. What is it, Cortisha? You came up with it today because you changed the name.
Actually, Katrina Tucker, but it's Building with Bosses.
Building with Bosses.
With the W, not the BSS.
Yeah, we just pretty much coming together, combining our services. So if you would like to be a part of the club, in that club, we each bring something to the table. So say if you want taxes or you need your credit repair, you need some counseling from why am I saying Dr. Yolanda? That's coming soon, I guess. That's prophetic mode that's coming out.
There you go, Dr.
Cortisha, you know, with business coach, and she's the best business coach that's around. We're just combining the services where everybody still can eat, because a lot of times we do a lot of things for free, but at this point in life, we're like, our families have to be taken care of as well, and our children's children, and give back to the community. So we still want to help the community and put together this group called the Bosses or Building Bosses, where everybody can win. So I think that's what the Empowerment Center is really all about, where everybody can win, you know, so nobody is left behind in this season. Because of COVID or whatever pandemic that's coming up again, we still want to make sure that our sisters and brothers is straight, especially with this new legislation that we just saw with the voting. We don't know what's going to happen. And the only people that can really save ourselves is Christ himself and us.
Yes, us getting out there and taking care of our health and our well-being, you know, as the holistic provider, practitioner of the group, I feel like, you know, the spirituality is part of the circle. The joy is part of the circle. Having the social activities, that's part of the circle. You know, having the finances, that's part of the holistic circle. And home environment, home cooking, that's a lot of what you're training to do. It's all have a big impact in the health and well-being of a person. We're losing people. You know, people are dropping dead. COVID is happening. So life is happening, and we're trying to maintain, you know, stay abroad, stay on the battlefield, because we're all on a battlefield for Christ right now. We're in this, the soldiers that are getting injured. We got to pull them back out of the line and refill them and give them, you know, like in a fight. If you was in a fight, you have to go and you have to, you know, take a time out and give them some water and give them what they need to sustain. And so the thing about what's happening here is that we're on the battlefield. We're on this mission of advocating, whether it be for health, for wellness, for finances, for everything, and these women are all collaborating, and we want you all to join. We want more people to join in this collaborative effort. And Mr. Henderson, we didn't hear from you. What do you have to say about all these women's growing together and joining together to make boss money moves?
It's cool.
It's cool. That's all you got to say. It's cool. That's it.
I mean, sometimes the less said is better. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't always have to reiterate what's understood. And I think by all of the stories that we've heard, the successes, the trials, the tribulations, man, it ain't too much for the king to say.
Okay, all right. Just be great. You just want us to be great. There you go. We got Mr. Henderson's approval for me to be great. And then I'm sure your husbands and spouses have already told you all to go ahead and be great.
We're waiting on the men to get their thing together, because women, we're empowered by the men. They're the leaders.
Yes.
So we waiting for them.
Right.
Yes. Right. Your husband
we
came
can be
out.
great all day, but there's an order everything. And the order is the man, then the woman. Can't wait for those men empowerment sessions as well.
Well, y'all better tighten up out there, brothers, for y'all get left behind. Now, don't make me look bad out there, brothers. Y'all watching this now, y'all better start chiming in here now. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can't let these women just come on my show like that, man, and run my show. Y'all better come on here, man. Y'all see these queens on this show, man? They telling you what time it is, man. Say, man, y'all better not make me look bad.
All right, so y'all, that is awesome. Thank you, Mr. Henderson. We got to get more men bosses together because y'all are doing.
How many we got on right now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bet I'm gonna find me 5 brothers. We're gonna get on that this week. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So
our husbands coming. They right behind. They right there. Y'all just gotta have your own show, but they right there. We got some power kinks around.
We're gonna have the brothers on the show.
They ready too.
All right. So next week we're gonna get some brothers. We're gonna need the brothers on the show. We're gonna tell them that this is a done deal. It's sex. All right. So, Mr. Henderson, we had a wonderful show this week. We got one commercial from Miss Tamika. She was not available today, but we have a wonderful surprise commercial. We want to advertise for the school, for the Grace Medical School. So we're going to watch this quick video, and then we're getting ready to go.
All right. Peace.
So that is what's going on at the Empowerment Center over off Pennsylvania Avenue in McDonough, the McDonough Empowerment Center. Thank you all for joining and watching today. I'm glad you all got a chance to share again. You all are welcome back on the show whenever you all want to. And I want to thank our viewers for watching. And if you want to be a guest on our show or be on the show, you give us a call at 404-631-6360. We are now enrolling for our classes coming up July the 17th. This will be our last class session at the $7.99 price. If you're interested in becoming an instructor, please do so. All right, and we'll see you next time.